in the last presidential election, or how many plan on voting in this upcoming one? Do you feel like your vote really does make a difference in the election process? With more and more social media outlets being used, my generation is a target of the upcoming election. As an informed young citizen, I feel like it is time to voice my concerns with the democratic process to begin with. Throughout an interview with a Texas A&M political science professor, along with extensive research on this topic, I have come to learn a lot about the negative aspects of the Electoral College and replacing it with a popular vote system. I'm going to tell you about the cons of the Electoral College, why it needs to be changed, the benefits from that change, and what we can do to help to have a positive influence on our nation. The Electoral College was established in the United States Constitution, so it came into effect after the majority of the United States ratified it in 1789. And for the past 223 years, it has been the center of a democratic controversy. The foundation of the United States government is democracy, a system that gives a voice to the unheard citizens. Along with that process comes a need for a systematic way to determine who will be the leader of the country. Currently, the Electoral College is our democratic process to help determine this. The United States Governmental Archives explains that the Electoral College is a process, not a place. It is written to the Constitution as the 23rd Amendment. Under the Electoral College, each state is allotted a number of electors equal to the number of seats in the United States Representative and plus its 2 senators. This should equal about 538 electors for every state in the nation. This means that out of the 300 million people in the United States, only 538 people actually have a direct say on who will be the next president of the United States. Does that sound democratic to you? Again, so out of the 300 million people in the United States, only 538 people have a direct say. This is about 1%. Does that sound democratic to you? I would like to take this moment to walk through the process of democratic voting within the Electoral College, of course using Texas as my primary example. Texas has 2 senators, like every other state, and it also has 36 seats in the House of Representatives, giving us around 38 electoral votes, making us one of the biggest states in terms of electoral pool. Each candidate for the upcoming election, so that would be President Obama and Mitt Romney, each have their own set of electors within each state. Each state has varying laws on how these electors are chosen. Each state is also allowed to decide on how to divvy up these votes, electoral votes, based on the popular vote within the state. The 38 electors then meet in Austin, Texas, and cast their official votes for president and vice president based on the popular vote of the citizens of Texas. Although many people would argue that the Electoral College allows for the state and local government to have more power within the election because it happens at the state level. As a supporter of state rights, I can understand this viewpoint. However, I believe that this is the one area in which we as citizens should have a direct say in matters of government. Overall, the Electoral College has been set up to incorporate all levels of government. I must state the obvious, which is in fact that there would be no levels of government without the right of popular sovereignty. We as citizens should have the direct right to vote for the leader of the United States of America. The Electoral College has been tried for over 220 years, and not without its own share of hiccups. I believe that it is now time to replace the antiquated system with a popular voting system. Within this new voting system, the presidential winner in terms of the public voting would be based off the America's popular vote and not the state majority. Additionally, there would be room for third parties in the government. The United States Constitution says it most eloquently, "We the people." This was how the nation was created. It was started on this principle, and I do believe its legacy should continue on, by the people, for the people. These citizens should have the direct right to choose who will lead us. However, according to Professor Cohn, a current professor here at Texas A&M University, currently teaching political science, the National Popular Vote Bill actually acts in some ways to preserve the Electoral College while making the process more democratic, creating a perfect blend of federalism within the democratic system. 49% of the electoral votes needed to win an election have passed bills enacting a popular vote initiative. hoping to increase the use of the popular vote within elections, hopefully one day getting us to the national election. This list of states includes California, Massachusetts, and Illinois, each of which state holds more than 10 electoral votes. How can you help get your voice heard? Go to www.nationalpopularvote.com. At this site, you can ask your state legislators to help pass the national vote. Through the site, you can learn so much about the process. You can go through blogs, you can contact your state legislator, you can get newest updates on the status of the bill, and it lists the 2,000 plus legislators who have endorsed this bill. This list spans all parties, showing the bipartisan support for a national popular vote. After hearing the numerous benefits of the National Popular Vote Bureau, which directly gives citizens in the nation a direct voice in choosing the next leader of America, if you want to bring about a democratic change for a positive future within the Popular Vote initiative, should be a main focus in the upcoming years. After hearing a great need of getting the National Popular Vote enacted, it takes citizen participation to make it happen. The daunting task of getting an amendment changed in the Constitution should not detour anybody's efforts. We have made these changes with men and women's equality, prohibition and its appeal, and the civil rights movement. I encourage every one of you to go out and visit nationalpopularvote.com to contact your legislator with your interest in the bill. In conclusion, the Electoral College process needs to be replaced with the National Popular Vote system in order to give the power back to the people of America. Through the powerful evidence laid before you today, it is now time to act. It is time to be a part of the generation that changes America for the better. It is time to take back your voice in the United States and directly affect who will be leading you tomorrow. I wish to leave you with one final message about the power of a vote. No matter what the method is on getting your votes to be heard, it is still your vote. It is for those of you who do reach the requirements to stand up and say that they have made a difference within their nation. It is about taking on responsibility for the actions we wish to see. I wish to see all of you out voting.